And I see the animals in the background. How
Yes,
fun.
I was trying to get it to where you guys can see them the best.
Oh, well, we see everybody. Oh my gosh, it looks like old
Yes.
McDonald's farm there.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's everyone's backside at the moment, but
Oh,
I'm
no,
sure.
oh no, they're getting really curious. Here comes Miss
Yes.
Alpaca. Oh, she's gonna give you a little bomb. She's photo bombing you.
There's some random ducks and naughty goats and lots of sheep and a couple
Oh, that's
alpacas.
fabulous. It looks like feeding time.
Yeah, I kind of bribed them to come in. They were all sitting outside, laying in the sunshine. So I put some grain out just to kind of bribe them to come in for a little bit.
Works every time.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So I'm Ashley Hoffman. As you can see, I raise sheep and alpacas, a couple naughty goats, and chickens and ducks and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. So primarily, I raise fin sheep. All of my sheep are fins. Oh, there's the naughty goat right there. And pushing the sheep away from the feed like they do best. So I have fin sheep, and I currently have a little over 40 fins. We just finished our breeding groups for the year, so all these girls are bred. We did ultrasounds, so we kind of have a general idea of who's carrying how many. The fin sheep are known for their large litters of lambs. So the most we've ever had is 5 on my farm, but they've been known to have up to 6 and 7 lambs. And they are excellent, excellent mothers, very attentive. They are wonderful milkers as well. They produce a ton of milk. So they can typically raise their lambs to weaning with little to no assistance. I always will offer bottles, especially the first couple days, just to kind of keep track of who may be getting a little bit less and who needs a little bit of assistance. But for the most part, they are wonderful, wonderful mothers. They come in all different colors, browns, blacks, different patterns, badger face pattern, piebald, which is like a spotting, kind of like a dairy cow, and then your solids as well. And we have a little bit of everything as far as colors. The ducks are making their laps. Hopefully I don't get chewed on. So I love dyeing, but my passion is the natural colors that these sheep and alpacas create themselves. So I wanted to show some of the roving that I have in my natural colors. And then also I have recently started a line of stitch markers. And so I wanted to show some of those as well. And coming up in, I think a couple people behind me is Headspring Fiber Mill. And Bridget and Tim are about an hour away from me, and they do all my processing. So all of the beautiful fiber that I will show was processed in their mill, and they are incredible. They're a wonderful mill, and I also consider them to be awesome friends. So a shout out to Bridget and Tim. So this is called cookie dough, and I'm going to see if I can get it to focus well for us. And this is a fin alpaca blend, and it's a blend of fawns and blacks. It has a little bit of white to kind of lighten up the fawn and the black to gray in areas. All of my roving I sell by the ounce, and I have quite a few ounces of each available. So this one is called cookie dough. And then this is red marble. And red marble's also fin and alpaca. The alpaca is that beautiful red brown. And then the fin is the little pops of white that give it kind of that marbling color.
Oh, that's so pretty. I love those natural colors. I
Me
also love
too.
hearing the ducks in the background.
Yeah, I know. They're awfully quacky today. So this one is called Python. And Python is a fin alpaca, but it's a Surrey alpaca. And it's black Surrey alpaca. Let's see if it'll focus.
There you go. That was a good
There it
focus.
goes. So the Surrey gives it a lot of nice drape. And it doesn't have that really squishy, lofty feel that your Wakaya has, or even the Finn. So it's a nice blend of both the Finn and the Surrey alpaca. And that's called Python because it looks kind of like a snake. This is one of my current favorites. I've been calling it Picking Berries. And it has kind of a mahogany brown. So it's got that berry reddish tone to it. Let's get it to pick it up. And then it's got some black and some white. And this is also Finn alpaca. And it just reminds me of like berry stained hands after picking berries off the bush all day. So that one is really, really fun.
And how big, I'm sorry,
yes.
How big are those again?
I sell it per ounce.
Oh, okay. And it's how much per ounce?
Anywhere from $5.50 to $7, depending on the blend.
Okay, and they're up in your store, and I put your
correct.
URL up, so I
Perfect.
think that berry stain just has to be, you know,
Yeah,
I have to have a little of that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. This one has been one of my most popular ones, and it's called Bengal because it looks like a tiger. It's a beautiful light orangey fawn, which kind of gives it that Bengal tiger look mixed with the black. And this is also Finn alpaca. And it's just flown as soon as I've gotten it. Every time it has just all been mailed away. Let's see. This one we called Grandpa's Beard. My boys have been helping me to name different colorways that we have. And I had asked my one son, what do you think of this one? And he said, well, it kind of looks like so-and-so's beard. And it's a friend of ours who is like a grandfather to them. And so we ended up calling it Grandpa's Beard. And it's that kind of charcoaly, brownish gray with some peppering of white throughout. And it's the same kind of color as like a grandpa's beard. It's not bristly like grandpa's beard. It's next to skin soft, but it reminded him of grandpa's beard.
A beautiful mix of colors.
Yes. This one I know is not going to show up very well because it is so subtle, but this is a medium gray blended with a rose gray. And you can kind of see a little bit of the rose pop through in areas. But I spun some of this up and the luster is out of this world. It almost looks like it's been sprayed with a little bit of oil because it's really got an awesome sheen to it. But it's a beautiful, soft gray, and that rose gray almost gives it hints of like a lavendery pink kind of that pops through. So that's been one that I absolutely love. So to show some of my stitch markers, and hopefully I can get this to focus since I'm in here in the barn. My shirt may even.
I'm actually better up against your shirt.
Was
there
it?
You go. Yeah.
Okay.
Pull back just a tiny bit. Nope. Pull forward. Oh, there you go.
All right. These are some cute little pigs. They are glass, and they're actually quite lightweight, but they are the color I don't think is quite accurate here, but they are they're a really nice light pink, but they're just adorable. They're just some cute little fun little piggies. My little toucans. Let's see if it'll show.
Oh, those are adorable. The colors on those show up. Oh, I love that blue one. What color is the other one?
The other one is actually a yellow, and it's not gonna give me a very good representation.
I can see that it's yellow. Oh my gosh.
I also have a red one and then a lighter, more sky blue type color as well. And they're just super, super fun. And for the holidays,
oh, cute
snowman and my little star candy, and then it's like a little kind of crystally little snowball.
Oh, those would make such great gifts.
Yes, and they're all, you know, they're all quite lightweight. I've been knitting with some of what I consider to be some of the heavier ones, and it hasn't affected my stitches at all. It hasn't really weighed it down. These are super fun. It's wire, but they're wrapped. And it looks like a little ball of yarn to me. And I've got a bronze, a silver, and a copper as a little set of 3. Really, really fun. And then for all of the ocean fans, my little sea life, I've
Oh,
got 2 separate little fish and then a little sand dollar.
those are adorable.
Yes,
You've kind of got a little bit of everything.
I do. Yes. And then, let's see, these I like because they're just dainty and cute. And there's the rectangular that's blue, and then the circle that's more of black, and then they have dots
You
on
have a
them.
sheep nibbling on you.
It's Penny, she's come to say hi. Are you gonna say hi?
Photo mom. Hi, Penny. Hi, Penny.
The best. And Penny, according to ultrasound, this will be Penny's second lambing. She's carrying twins this year. The vet had some trouble seeing some of the numbers of lambs just because they can hide behind each other. And once you get like 3 or above, it gets kind of tricky to see who's where and who's behind who and who you've counted and who you haven't. So we've got a couple girls that'll be having 4 as far as we could tell. So it'll be fun to see how many, it's like how many jelly beans are in the jar.
That's funny. And my understanding, I've never had Finns, but Finns are, as we see here, very affectionate.
Yes.
They're not like my sheep that are not really affectionate.
Right. Yeah. With these guys, you end up having to chase them away from you when you're trying to get work done because clearly it's difficult to get work done. Whereas I've had Cotswolds before, the
Yes.
same as you raise, and it's tricky. You end up chasing them around, whereas these guys are chasing you around.
She wants to sit on your lap.
Oh, she would. She totally would if she could. And I've got where are they? Maple and Sugar. They're twins from that were born last year, and they'll stand there, and if I ignore them, they'll paw at me.
Oh my gosh, just the colors of sheep that are behind you. Oh,
Yes.
the one with the blaze on its neck is gorgeous.
Yes.
No,
That's
the black
Honey.
one over your left shoulder. Oh
And
my
that's
gosh.
Darla. We named her Darla from Little Rascals because she's a little chubby and a little sassy.
Oh my gosh, her color is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, her mom carries the grain, like the fading kind of grain gene. So she was just born this spring, and she's already over like the blanket area of her fleece already starting to gray. So it's kind of an ever-changing color for her. Let me see if I can.
Is their first sheer black?
For Darla's, it was. She was completely jet black.
Oh
and
my
then,
gosh.
Yeah, and then she's just kind of slowly faded. I'm sorry, we're a little blown out with the way the light is hitting.
That's okay. It's perfect. Yeah, natural black is so hard to find. I scoop up natural black fleeces whenever I find them.
Yep, absolutely. I've got a couple of my badger girls. Right here is Hope. She's a brown badger. And then I don't know my right from my left, right? Another brown badger here. And then Anna is over here, and she's a black badger. So you can see it's that black or brown coloring on their underbelly, legs, kind of goes up their neck and then onto their face. So that badger color is really, really fun. You don't end up with a lot of the color per se in your fleece that you're going to use for spinning, because a lot of it gets skirted out because it's belly and leg. But the blanket area of the fleece that you are using, and here's Maple, ends up almost on the browns. It's like a really light, kind of a tan kind of color that fades into white. And then on the black badgers, it's almost a silver kind of color that that fades. And this is Maple, she was one of my lambs born this past spring, and her sister Sugar they're just a mess. They'd come in the house if they could, I swear. They're a mess, but they're love bugs. But yeah, the Finn sheep breed is super, super friendly, which I love. It's primarily my 11-year-old twin boys and myself that do all the day-to-day happenings. My husband works about 87 miles away from home. So he's got quite the commute. So we do weekend building projects, and then it's just me and the boys during the week to do most of the chores.
And Finns are a little smaller. The Cotswolds are so big, and my Corys anyway, are so big. So they're a little more manageable. They're a little less aggressive, as I understand it.
Yeah. Exactly. And most of my ewes are about 180 to 200. I do have 3 girls that last time I weighed, they were at about 230 pounds. They're just really big, deep-bodied ewes. And my boys, I literally can go in my ram field in the middle of breeding season, sit down in the grass, and they'll come over like Penny is, just wanting head scratches, which is invaluable, because with my little boys, human boys, I can't have them going in to do chores and end up getting knocked to the ground. Bless you, you burped.
Right.
They're just,
for people who are listening who haven't been around sheep much,
yeah,
they're beautiful animals, and they're cuddly looking, and they're very sweet. But as we're talking about this, you do have to be very careful, because particularly during breeding season, the males can be extremely aggressive, and even the females can be fairly aggressive. And they're not like pets. They're not cats and dogs. They really are farm animals, and they really require management and safety.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm not sure why I'm not focusing. I think it's because I'm not in the middle of the screen anymore. But yeah, they, and they're knee height. So they're right there at your knees to be able to, pretty much just set you right down on your bum. So they definitely they're a lot more powerful than you would think with the size that they are. But the Finns are super friendly. Their fleece is quite soft. Most of my flock is next to skin soft. I'm a huge believer in there is no bad fleece. I find a use for each fleece, whether it be a nice rug or something that is next to skin soft. So I see value in all shapes and sizes when it comes to fleeces.
And I think that's one of the things that people sometimes don't understand, because we all read our fleece and fiber book.
Yes.
And it tells us about the different breeds in general. But it's also really important to understand that not every sheep of the same breed is the same. And so each flock can be different, and each sheep in the flock can produce different fiber. And as they age, their fiber is different. So
absolutely,
I find that from about age 1 to maybe 4 or 5 is optimal. Once they get over 5 and up, the fleece is no longer as fine as it was when they were younger. So just like humans, they age and their hair changes.
Exactly. And, with the Finns, for example, like you said, within the breed, there's different genetic lines. If you go to one Finn breeders, they're going to have a certain handle as compared to another. And the majority of the breed standard for Finn sheep is based on maternal characteristics, because they are such a maternal breed. They're known for their large litters of lambs, being able to nurse those large litters to weaning. They don't have the same standard as far as fleece. There is a range that it lists, but it doesn't list a certain lock structure or a certain micron. So you do find some variation from flock to flock because of that. My ducks are coming in for a landing. They're a mess. Never a dull moment. So there is a lot of variation. I know they're wild out there, aren't they? So
they each want to turn with you. Now,
they
Ashley,
do.
Shelley tells me that you're in charge of the giveaways
Yes.
this month. And so
Yep.
are you going to be posting that afterwards?
Yeah, I can post it afterwards. And what I can do is I can post it afterwards, and then I'll slip you an email as well with everyone that's listed for the giveaway.
Oh, that would
that
be
way.
great.
Yeah.
So anybody who's listening who doesn't know, each of the people who have presented today have generously donated a giveaway, and Ashley's been keeping track of the person who wins that on the Facebook page. And so we'll get those up, and then each individual presenter will be sending you your giveaway and maybe a little extra gift in there for you. So Ashley, thank you for being willing to
You're
do
very
that.
welcome.
Shelley couldn't be with us